All right, ladies and gents, I'm actually excited to announce that as of this recording, I've officially reached 1 year in my entrepreneurship journey. Give me a second just to process all of this. I'm feeling very elated. And no language can explain it. No language can explain it. I just feel so accomplished, honestly. As of the years that's passed, I've actually grown so much in so many different ways, and I actually want to share with you some of the tips that I learned. Good thing about me is I write everything down. Regarding my journey, so I'm excited to share everything with you. All right, so what I'm going to be sharing with you is the top 10 lessons that I learned in the year of my entrepreneurship. Let's jump right into it, shall we? Lesson number 1, and by far this is one of the most important lessons that I learned ever since beginning it. You make money by helping people. It is simple as that. By helping people, you make money. So for those of you who are interested in making a side hustle, if you make this your main goal, your main aim, I can promise you are going to do well in your side hustle, because at the end of the day, you make money by helping people. So it is critical that you make this as your main motivation, and it will make you determined to reach your goals quicker. If you choose something else other than this, i.e. I'm starting my side hustle to make money, and don't get me wrong, all businesses need money to survive, but there are going to be days and even months where the money goes up and down, and you're not always going to get that consistency. And if you're more money motivated, once the money goes down, you're going to lose your motivation. But if you actually make your motivation to help people, then what happens is you radiate more authenticity when you're giving your products and your services. So you don't have to be fake. And use these salesman tactics, because people generally know you're trying to help them. And if anything, that's my method of encouraging people. You make money by helping it. Tip number 2, determination and patience. These are 2 of my favorite qualities. And I'll be honest, when it comes to like business, entrepreneurship and side hustles, it is a game of last man standing. So between determination and patience, these 2 qualities come very, very easily to me, but it's more difficult for others. But why is it essential, especially in the world of entrepreneurship, is imagine this: you got a scale. On one side you got determination, and then the other side you have patience. Going back to what I said regarding the months where you're just going to be extremely quiet, etc. Doesn't matter what you do, no matter what action you do, nothing just seems to happen, and you get more burnouts as well. I've been many times as well, especially in the early phases, where doesn't matter what I do, I will just burn out. But then at the same time, you can't just be waiting around, and you actually need to put some action. So again, this is not something you can learn, but rather it's a feeling. It's kind of like feeling the wind. You know the wind is there, you can't touch it, but you can feel it. And then you just learn how to alternate between being determined and being patient. So that way, during the quiet months, you don't get like paranoid that no money's coming in, but then at the same time, you know when to strike the iron when it's hot. So tip number 2 is definitely important, and it will make sure that you last in the long term for your side hustle. Tip number 3, when it comes to making a side hustle, either you focus on what you are good at, or you focus on what you love. So many people have asked me a question, and that question usually involves that: how do I begin making a side hustle? And just like I simply explained, for you to make a side hustle, it is essential that if you can answer these 2 questions, you found your side hustle. What is it that I'm good at versus what is it that I love doing, and combine it both together. Once you can do this, you've reached your side hustle. let me give you an example. In my younger years, I was good at fixing bikes. A lot of teenagers will come to me to fix their bikes, but normally it's not something that I have a passion for, like fixing bikes. But I know other people, they have passion for fixing bikes, and they made a very good side hustle and business from it. And because I know I don't really love fixing bikes, despite being good at it, I know I'm not going to make it long term. So hence why I couldn't have fixing bikes as one of my side hustles. Or if you focus on what you love doing, for example, I naturally like perfume. I like the way it smells, but I don't know how to craft perfume, and I don't even know the intricate details on how to make a perfume. So just like that, I wouldn't be good at making a side hustle for this. As for what I currently do, as most of my viewers know, which is hijama, the reason why I'm quite successful at it is because I've got a sport and athletic fitness background from a young age. That is a long story in itself. People who know me knows that I'm very detailed. I know these small tips and tricks regarding the human body, not to mention that I used to be a sports coach for a few years as well. So tip number 4, focus on people who are focused on you. Rejection is inevitable. I remember during like the early months of starting a business, trust me, it is extremely difficult to earn clients. It's almost to the point that it's very disheartening. But if you can actually apply yourself in the first few months, yeah, you eventually get clients. Like, I remember in the early months where I had to knock on people's doors and then promote my services. Of course, you're going to get more no's than yeses. It's inevitable. But it is very disheartening, and then you tell yourself that when am I actually going to get a client who trusts and believes in me? Well, one thing that I learned to do is to like detach yourself from the outcome. And by detaching yourself from the outcome, you get surprised when someone actually says yes and that they want to use your products or services. I've even noticed as well, like when you focus on people who are focused on you, this doesn't just apply to like business as well. It could apply to like friendships, relationships, and different social circles as well. I even used it in teaching as well. But going back to like my business side, where I would try and look for new clients, etc., but they wouldn't give me a chance. But why should I put my attention onto the clients who are not prioritizing me versus the clients that are already prioritizing me? Because at the end of the day, they want me, I want them. It makes life easier. Why put so much effort into someone who is not going to reciprocate that effort? Likewise, because at the end of the day, the money's the same. I've used it in this principle in my teaching career as well. Like, I have a few students who would not be interested in the lessons that I give them, and then one of my students says, these boys are not interested. I replied to him, I'm not interested in them, I'm interested in you, because you seem interested in me, you'll benefit. Or likewise, even making friendships as well. Like, why would I put extra efforts into someone who's not reciprocating their interest back? Like, simple goal, want a friendship, find someone, I enjoy the company, they enjoy my company. But then if it doesn't feel balanced, move on, find someone else who's interested, and then reciprocate. Likewise, this is a beautiful principle you can apply to business and everyday life. Tip number 5, utilize social media. No one's going to deny how the smartphone and technology has changed the way our world works. And for you to make it big, especially in the side hustle realm, you need to use this thing right here. This thing. Yeah. The phone technologies. Because everyone has social media. From like your neighbors to your mother, your father, your children. Everyone has social media. And getting it big on social media is a way for you to get good customers as well. Because they can see the work that you do. Your work is already presented online. You don't need to explain yourself further. Because social media is there. And also, I use social media to secure a few clients as well. So social media is extremely useful for securing clients. Tip number 6, reputation equals trust. Reputation equals trust. What do I mean by that is, highly important advice, especially when you start your side hustle, is in the first month or two, it becomes extremely difficult for you to secure your clients. Why? Because you're an unknown face within that community for the products or services you're doing. So people might not want to give you a chance. It's like this little example I used to give when I explain it to girls. Like, imagine there's a girl and she wants to buy a handbag. She wants to buy 2 handbags. One of them is your Gucci style handbag, as everyone knows, and then the other style is the unbranded. By default, she's going to go for the Gucci most of the time. Why? Because it's something that she recognizes. It's comfortable, everyone else recognizes it, and it's got that reputation. Why? Because reputation builds trust. So again, for a side hustle, how they're going to build that reputation over time is through consistent efforts as well. And there are just times where you have to pray that people give you a chance, and you better not screw it up. If you screw it up, that's going to leave a massive setback. But you just need to pray in the first few months that people give you a chance. But once that happens, your business has wings. You have wings and you're ready to fly to the open sky. One thing I'll do for tip number 7 is explaining knowledge equals competence, especially hidden knowledge that's off the books. What I mean by explaining hidden knowledge is that this is like small things that you realize but others in your field do not. Like I mentioned to a few people why regarding hijama, blood circulation is important. The reason why blood circulation is important is it also improves your healing. For those of you who are interested in sports and fitness, etc., that's the main reason why your fingernails grow quicker than your toenails. Have a think about that. The reason why your fingernails grow quicker than your toenails is the circulation is much quicker to your hands, and it's got those nutrients to help heal yourself better. So explaining hidden knowledge equals competence as well. People buy into the things that you're selling or the products that you're giving. Number 8 is a bit more generic. There's always room for improvement. Always room for improvement. There are times where some of my own customers gave me a few tips and I was like, wow. Like, I remember this one Sudanese fellow who came in, etc. He told me how his grandfather had like a cupping shop back in Sudan, etc. And one technique he would use is that he would use a string to stimulate blood circulation around the body. So I used that and applied it. So as generic as it sounds, there's always room for improvement. Number 9, to form a brand, make it your story, explain all your talents. Make it your story. Yeah. So definitely something that would set you apart from every other side hustle and businesses is if you can make this brand your story. Because what I mean by that is, at the end of the day, your business, your side hustle is like your baby. It's an extension of whom you are. And it should explain everything that you stand for throughout this life, or what your mission is and why you began. Like, for example, with myself, when I named it Al-affiyah, I had like a Turkish friend. I was out at his house, etc. And then a common saying that Turks say when they give food is afiyet olsun, which means be healthy. But obviously this word is Arabic, and I have a passion for the Arabic language, which at the time of this video has been near 10 years that I studied. So yeah, I resonated with the name Al-affiyah so much that I decided to name it my brand, not to mention how much I love the Arabic language, etc, etc. It's been with me for quite some time, and not to mention my health and fitness background, so I understand that the importance of health and fitness, especially for the common community as well. Actually, I need to take a minute. It's 1 year. Yeah, I need a minute. Yeah, I'll do a separate video on that, like my story from where I am now. And then final tip final tip number 10. Not everyone is going to see your vision or support your dreams. I'll repeat, not everyone is going to see your vision or support your dreams. What are you gonna do? Like, I remember just before I began this as well, but this has often been quite common from my lifestyle, is like, not everyone is just gonna believe in you. I know many people haven't, but I tell myself that I can and I'll try. And there are times that I don't even know where I did it. A year from now, when I made this video, I didn't even know if I was going to do it or not. Like, even now, I still tell myself, has it actually been 1 year? So I'm amazed with myself. But one thing I've come to notice whilst doing this, and for anyone who's interested in making like a side hustle or business or anything entrepreneurship related, is that usually when it comes to haters as well, you can split them into two groups. So the first group of people who say that you can't do it, they saying it as a way to project their feelings onto you, because they can't imagine themselves doing it. They say to themselves, well, if I can't do it, why should he? And if I can't do it, then that means he can't do it as well. So I have to tell him he can't do it. But people forget that those people are not you, and that you have different skills, talents, and even circumstances are slightly different as well. So the first group are just like that. Whilst the second group, yeah, they come in it from a place of care. What I mean by that is, when they say to you that they can't do it, is because they don't want to see you fail or be upset or worth taking the risk. But as for myself, when I started Al-affiyah, again, I'll make another video explaining that regarding my story. I couldn't see myself living the traditional lifestyle of like a 9-to-5, going to work and coming back. It just never made sense to me. But I'll explain that probably in another video as well. Like the difference between the pros and cons between like a 9-to-5 and running a side hustle. But yeah, you just need to do your absolute best, because not everyone's going to support your dreams and not everyone is going to see your vision. And believe it or not, the best support I've ever had was doing all this, and I'm being honest, was from strangers. Strangers support you a lot when it comes to doing this. But hey, say it with me, like, haters gonna hate, why let them wait? They become insecure when they see someone great. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.